for winning their Super Bowl uh, today. Incredible, incredible dude. If you're a football fan, whether you're a Tom Brady fan or not, I mean, I don't know if there's still a debate whether he's the greatest QB. But if you're not a fan, if you're not into sports, then it's all good. Don't worry about it. But anyways, yeah, that's what just happened. So it was interesting. Also, actually, I was curious to see which commercials you like. I mean, watching the Super Bowl has always been interesting to watch some of the commercials that are out there. Sorry guys, I forgot this music's up. So let me stop it for a second. My music. I don't know if the music's actually playing for you guys. Let's put it on pause right there. Okay. So yeah, some of the commercials seems pretty interesting, and one of the things that was supposed to be out there is I don't know if you guys are into cryptocurrencies. For those that are in cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin was supposed to be out there. Anyways, these are some of the things that I kind of do personally on the side of besides dancing. But I just kind of want to share that with you guys. Wrap up. So I just want to wrap up my week today and share it with you guys. I see my boy R Square, Joe Montana, yeah. Yo, I mean that's the if you're here from the Bay Area, I mean you Joe Montana, Steve Young, 49er quarterbacks, but Tom Brady is also from the Bay, so but it is all good, man. It's all good. No argument from me. I love all of these guys. I played football in high school, so football is my sport. I love basketball as well. My kids love basketball, but I'm more of a football guy myself. So, so besides the Super Bowl, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna talk about dance, of course, right? Because this is what my channel is about. But being that the Super Bowl just ended, again, for me, I'm a Niner fan. I'm from the Bay, I'm from the base, and I grew up as a Niner fan. Raiders. I love to support the Bay Area sports scene, right? But I'm more of a Niner fan than a Raiders fan. And Raiders moved to Vegas. All good. But I have to admit, I didn't really care too much about who won. As a matter of fact, I thought the Chiefs were gonna win, but man, Tampa Bay delivered a whooping. So congrats to them as well. But I did ask, which one was some of your favorite commercials from this year. I remember the commercials before. I mean, every year there seems to be some really, really good commercials. So anyways, I don't want to get too much into it because I know some of you guys aren't even from the US, so you probably don't care too much about the Super Bowl. One of the things I do want to talk about too is the halftime show. It was the weekend. I was thinking, as I was watching the weekend, he seems to be getting thinner, right? And I love his voice. I mean, it's anybody that listens to it, you can draw the resemblance to Michael Jackson. He tried to move like him, but one thing I noticed, man, did he get veneers? I mean, his teeth seem so straight and so white. But anyways, that's just off the side watching his halftime show. So great job to the weekend. All right, let's get into the dance, man. Let's get into the dance. So as far as the dance scene this week, for those that join on every Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I do some dance drills for you guys. Everybody's welcome to join. It is free. But as far as the community college is concerned, I taught at Cabrillo, which is in Aptos near Santa Cruz, California, and then also taught at Santa Clara at Mission College, which is still on Zoom, right? Still on Zoom. But what I did also teach is a hiking class. So shout out to my classes. Anybody that's out there, if you're watching right now, what's up? Good to have you guys in my class. I really appreciate you guys, spending time with me. So let's get into it though. Tuesday had an awesome interview with my boy Jardy. If you don't know him, Jardy Santiago, incredible dancer, house dancer. His style is incredible house. So do a search on him. He's huge on YouTube. He has tons of great videos. And if and he does have private classes online. So those that are interested, you can hit him up. Jardy, Jardy, Jardy Santiago. So you can hit him up on his channel. Now he shares something that's really important, and I think that's the theme of today, which is be humble, right? Be humble. Check out his interview. You guys can check it out on my YouTube channel, Jardy, and he mentioned some of his dance heroes, and the main one that I think he mentioned was Brooklyn Terry. He's been influenced by so many great dancers. I mean, if you study any great dancers today, there are just so many great dancers before us that inspired us, and you gotta just be inspired by people, and also once that happens, you yourself become inspiration to other people that's coming up. All right, and the whole time, the main thing that that I gather from talking to Jardy is he really understands. Hey, just be humble. Just be humble about it. And just keep inspiring others. There's so many great dancers, but some of them turn out to be assholes. I don't know if they turn to be assholes if they're assholes to begin with. Okay, so what I want to say to everybody out there is, whether you're dancing or you're not dancing, first of all, the number one thing is be a cool person, right? Just be cool. Don't be a jerk. Don't be mean to other people. Whether you're good or you're not good doesn't really give you the right to be negative, right? I mean, sometimes we get into negative mode, whether somebody influenced you the wrong way or whatnot. But try to control that. Try to understand that we are all kind of we have a certain vibration, right? If you kind of study energy, we have a certain level of energy. We could choose to turn our energy up or down, and also we are influenced by other people's energy as well. So don't just be somebody who's passive and absorb other people's energy. I mean, it's great to absorb great energy, but if somebody has a negative energy, don't reciprocate that energy and transfer that negative energy to other people. Does that make sense? So in a way, when I say be humble, is understand that, hey, we have been transferred by great energy, people that inspired us, right? When somebody that inspires you in the positive way, that great energy kind of transferred to you, and be humble by keeping that great energy and try to transfer that. Hopefully what I said makes sense, man. Anyways, this is my weekend wrap up, so if it doesn't make sense, it's all good. It's just me wrapping up my thoughts as to what's been going on for me this week, okay? And this week at Cabrillo actually started, Cabrillo College. I'm talking about Cabrillo College when I say Cabrillo. Cabrillo College started a week before Mission College. And we started doing some footwork. The 4 footwork videos that I taught last week we started with the grapevine, right? The grapevine. And in sports, I see a lot of people call that karaoke. So it's a move where you cross your leg behind you, and you cross your leg in front of you, you cross your leg behind you. You kind of just keep crossing. So it's more like a balance act. But in dance, it's really cool to keep your feet going, all right? Gets the lower body going. Anyways, I call that grapevine. Actually, a lot of aerobics instructors call that the grapevine. And the athletes called it karaoke. Anyways, it's a move that I taught just to get people started, getting them to understand balance, control, and rhythm. Okay. Second move we did, I think it was called the cross step. Okay. Cross step is, I think it's what dancers, when they saw salsa dancing, and they just make it a little bit more funkier. Okay. Cross step. I think it's a derivative of the salsa step. And again, these videos are on my channel. If you go to my YouTube channel and you guys just search for the playlist, the footwork playlist. You know what? Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me go here and let me search this up real quick. Come on, window capture. All right, let's bring it up. Where is it? Is it coming up? It's not coming up. I do apologize. I apologize. Guys, sometimes this just doesn't show up. But anyways, as I was saying before, if you just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/newstudios, nustudios.com, you will find, and if you just search down, look for footwork, you'll be able to find those instructional videos, tutorial videos, okay? Now, the cross step to me is really, really funky, okay? So we went over that, and the third thing we did was the jerk. The jerk is so closely related to the Roger Rabbit, which is also in the tutorial. But this week we studied the jerk, and lastly we study the running man. Okay, for those that don't know what the running man is, you've probably seen it. It's just today. I want to say, you know what? I want to say the past 10 years or so, people have been calling it the shuffle. For somehow, I don't know how, but for some reason, people think it's called a Melbourne shuffle, Melbourne from Australia shuffle, or from Australia or something. It's probably like the EDM community. A lot of people, took existing dance moves, like the running man, and they tweaked it up, they sped it up, and they put a new name to it. However, the original is called the running man. Actually, I don't even know. I'm thinking probably somewhere a few hundred years ago somebody did a certain move to that, but definitely not to hip hop songs. But as far as what we know, right, that move is called the running man. New generation kind of slapped onto it. It really doesn't matter to me what the name it is of the move, as long as you can get the essence of the move and make it look good. And of course, it has to be to the beat. Okay, so I taught that move, and I think the running man is one of the quintessential dance move when you say you know how to do when you say you know how to hip hop dance. Okay, now if we're talking about the hip hop culture, the first dance style of hip hop has to be breaking. All right, but we're not getting into that. What I'm just talking about as far as like hip hop party dance that most people know as in the 80s hip hop move. That would be the running man. You got to know the running man. You got to know the Roger Rabbit. There's certain moves that if you call yourself a hip hop dancer, it's almost like you have to know. You know what I mean? It's like if you're a ballet dancer and you don't know what a turnout is, or if you don't know what a pirouette is, or the first position or second position, or all these different positions, then I don't know if you could really call yourself a hip hop dancer, or a ballet dancer, but the same for hip hop. Okay. So anyways, that's what I taught in my class this week. But also, again, if you're in my class, don't take it as like, man, I got to master 4 moves in 1 week. No. I introduced these 4 moves. I want you to watch these 4 moves, and I want you to know I broke down how to do them. Student, if you're any student, first you got to understand what it is, what it looks like, and how to do it, and what does it mean to know how to do it, right? You got to know if you're doing something correct or not. Oftentimes you look at a video, whether it's an instructional video or dance performance, you see it, and you have this video, this clip in your mind, right? Even if you close your eyes, your memory should serve you, and you should kind of have an idea of what it looks like. But just remembering what it looked like doesn't always make you know what is right. What I teach you is know how to discern whether you did something right or wrong. And first of all, it has to be the beat. It's not just the movement, right? If you just memorize the sequence of, first you do this, second you do this, and you don't know when to do it, that's not dancing. Does that make sense? It's almost like you're trying to learn a martial art move. You're like, okay, first I gotta I gotta block, and then I gotta punch, and then I gotta dodge or something like that. Well, if you block at the wrong time, what good is that, right? After you got punched and you block, that's no good. And that's the same thing with dance, right? If your choreographer tells you, this is 1, 2, 3, and then right after they do it, then you do it, are you dancing? You look like a fool because everybody else in your class had just finished, and then you just started doing. So you gotta know when to do something, right? That's basic dancing. It's not even just hip hop. That's just dance, period. Whatever style you do, you gotta know the rhythm. You gotta know when to do something. Okay, so anybody out there, you're trying to learn something. First thing you gotta know is, when do I do it? Exactly. When we say dance to the rhythm of the music, dance to the beat, the music tells you when to do it. It's not just knowing what to do. If you just know what to do, that's just like saying, oh, I'm going to block at any time. No, you're going to block perfectly when the guy try to punch you, and then you can block, right? You don't just block for no reason. You got to time it correctly. And our timing comes to the music, from the music, okay? Always important. Rhythm. That's why I say dancing, rhythm is number one. Rhythm is number one. Rhythm and balance, right? Because if you don't have balance, your rhythm is going to be off. So they're hand in hand together. Okay. Again, going back, R Square, you just said Humbleville. Stay humble. Stay humble. Never ever think that you're too good for anything, for anyone, especially when you're beginning. Now, here's the thing that I remember this when I first started. I was just so eager to dance. All right, so eager to dance. So then, I got some friends that may or may not want to dance as much as me, but I was so eager. I was like, dude, come on, let's do it, right? And if they mess up, and this is only in retrospect. At the time, I was probably a dick. I was probably mean. I was probably like, yo, come on, man. Let's do it. Let's, like, almost forcing them to dance because they probably don't care. They probably didn't want to dance as much as I did. I was more like forceful, So in a sense, what I'm telling you guys is, even though some of you guys may be super zealous, super passionate about dance, which is great, just be careful, because sometimes they may come off as, being mean, being like forcing everybody to do it your way. Does that make sense? So that's what I mean. Like, be humble in that sense. Like, okay, if they don't want to do it, don't force other people that don't want to dance. Okay, so that's one perspective to look at it. Because and also here's another. As I got better, then maybe there are other students or other dancers that see me and they're like, hey, that's pretty cool. Can I learn it, right? And of course, I'm passionate about it. I'm like, yeah, of course. Let me show you. And I'm showing them. But then what happens is, because I know how long it takes to practice, I'm just practicing. But they're probably not at that level yet. They're just curious about it. They're not really serious about it. They're just curious about it. So I'm spending 5-10 minutes trying to explain, and then maybe 2 minutes into the explanation, they're just like, oh, this is too hard. They want to give up. And then, of course, I'm just like, yo, are you serious, or are you just messing around? Like, come on, man, you better even try. Again, that may come off as in I'm a jerk and I'm making fun of them. You know what I mean? So that's not what we want to do, right? We want to try to inspire them. We want to say like, hey, give it a try. If it don't work, it's all good. No worries, right? But of course, we want them to be good. Now, this is totally different. This is totally different. If you're trying on a group, if you're trying to be in a group, and your director is saying, hey, you got to work hard to get this move, because we're gonna be on, we're gonna be on the show, we're gonna be live, and if you mess up, in front of hundreds of people, it makes the whole group look bad. That's different. That's totally different. All right. So I'm not talking about that. Yeah. If you don't know your stuff, you shouldn't be on stage. That's not being a jerk. That's just being realistic, right? You should not go on stage if you don't have your stuff down. That's period. That, again, that's not being a jerk. That's just straight fat. Okay. R square says is running man toe shuffling flat footed. Okay. Let me repeat what the question is. Is running man done on the toe and shuffling flat footed? To me, running man is the shuffle. They're the exact same thing. Now, if you know, you could do both, either on your toe or on your flat foot. The only difference from my eyes, again, if anybody else there think that it's something different, feel free to chime in and let me know what you think, because I love to hear different perspectives. The only difference is the music that is done to. Running Man, when we